entertainment from the folks you know. The old coyote's howling, let's get on with the show.
Welcome to Conversation Corner. It's brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse. We'd encourage you to go by and check it out if you feel comfortable going inside. They are just with regular hours now. It's open, and they've changed some things up, too. And the bathroom is completely hands-free now, too, so they've taken some extra precautions as well. At Lucille's Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford, serving breakfast right now. We have Coach Reagon of the Weatherford Eagles in the studio with us. Hello.
Hello. Hello, the man, the myth, the legend, athletic director, state runner-up. Man, your resume just keeps getting longer and longer the longer you're doing this thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about that. The years keep adding up on it.
Now, that I believe. Well, man, there's going to be so much to talk about today. First of all, there's a golf tournament coming up, right? Let's get that not out of the way, but we'll talk about that this morning. A chance to get signed up and help the Weatherford Athletic Department. But also, I want to talk about how this is probably one of the weirder off seasons you've ever had to deal with, spring football as well. And you've had to deal with not only spring football, but then now summer workouts. And I remember one time in my life in high school career, I took one summer off. By summer off, I mean I chose not to work out or whatever. That was the biggest mistake I ever made in my life.
Will you call my son and tell him that?
It was awful. It was it's the worst. I mean, yeah. The throwing up, you felt like you never caught back up there in the fall until about week 6, and then at that point, which is still good, but you could have been so much better. I think but just by missing just a few months or a month or a couple weeks, that's all it takes. But anyway, so when we talk about all that coming up in just a few minutes and find out how we can help out the Weatherford Athletic Department, is they're going to need all the help they can get right now. I think everybody does these days, especially funding being cut, sales taxes down, ad valorem's. I'm assuming it's going to be
full of all kinds of good news.
Well, you know what I mean. It's hey, but Chad Wilson was on this morning talking about they have a lot of money in savings.
That's good.
And they're getting an extra like $300,000 from that
from
CARE
something
Act thing.
From that place.
Yeah, Hoffmeister said there's like $140 million, and we're getting $300,000 or $245,000. That's chump change, though, right? In the school's budget. That's the athletic department's budget for the year, right? $300,000.
I wish.
All right, we'll talk all about that in just a moment. Coach Reagon, our guest this morning on Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse.
The Tuesday Van and John Show, sponsored by Shepherd Home Health and Hospice.
Lucille's Roadhouse has extended their half-price deal through May. Every Monday and Thursday, Lucille's has a burger basket deal for 2 that won't disappoint. 2 of Lucille's amazing third-pound burgers and 2 orders of fries for only $10. And every Tuesday and Saturday is half-price sandwich deal. That's any 2 of Lucille's sandwiches and 2 sides for only $10. It's the half-price deal at Lucille's Roadhouse through the month of May. Mondays and Thursdays are burger days, and Tuesdays and Saturdays are sandwich days. And it's all at Lucille's Roadhouse on Airport Road in Weatherford.
Promises are only words until they are tested. It is when your best intentions meet hard reality that true character is revealed. Maintain your integrity in those difficult times, and your word will gain a quiet strength that others will never doubt. First National Bank and Trust would like to encourage each person to shop locally. During this epidemic, our communities need to stick together. We can and will overcome these challenging times, and in the end, we will be successful together. First National Bank and Trust, Weatherford, Hinton, Cordell, Morrison, and Stillwater. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And look at this, ladies and gentlemen, Moxie Realty with another home run.
That's another win for Moxie Realty.
Now let's go down to the field with their coach, Amy.
Amy, what's the secret to your success?
Well, guys, it all starts with a great winning team willing to go the extra mile to help you sell your house. We spend thousands each month marketing your home, and we don't lock you into a long-term contract. You can love us or leave us. That's how Moxie Realty has become a winning team. Moxie makes it happen. Find us online today at moxierealty.com.
Don't dream it, drive it. Drive to Cummins in Weatherford right now for the best deals, the best service, and the best inventory. Ready to move off the lot now. Cummins is offering huge savings on all new 2020 Chevrolet Silverado 1500s and new 2020 Yukons for 0% for up to 84 months. They're going fast, so hurry to Cummins Cadillac Chevrolet Buick GMC in Weatherford, I-40 at Airport Road, and online at CumminsVPG.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. See dealer for details.
Are you looking for just the right venue for that special occasion? Look no further than AKA Stables, Western Oklahoma's premier destination. AKA Stables offers stunning views of the prairie skies, and our charming loft perfectly indulges all of your desires. Book your event or weekend stay today. AKA Stables, where rustic meets luxury. Find us on Airbnb, Facebook, or at www.akastablesllc.com.
Storm season is upon us. Shepherd Home Health and Hospice stands ready to protect their patients. Their emergency preparedness team will stay informed of severe weather and will call every patient and facility that they service to make sure that they are aware of the severe weather. This is another way Shepherd Home Health and Hospice takes care of their patients. Locally owned, small town care. They live here, know the area, and have served Western Oklahoma for 14 years. If you want the best care for your loved one, choose Shepherd Home Health and Hospice.
Coyote Mornings with Van and John.
824, it's Conversation Corner brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford, and they are open regular hours. This will be our third week entering that, I think, or second week entering that. So good stuff going on at Lucille's Roadhouse, back in action, full menu. Check it out. Have breakfast right now. We have Coach Reagon in the studio with us. Not really a great day for golfing, so it's a good thing the tournament isn't today. When is the tournament coming up?
We moved it to June 5th.
All right. It was supposed to be...
Usually it's that Memorial Day weekend, but would have been May 22nd, I believe. But we pushed it back to June 5th.
So
slid it back a week, or 2 weeks, I guess. Not a big deal. What how do you get signed up? Let's start with that. Is there a website or?
No, there is a website we need to talk about later, but that's the new athletic website. But for signing up for the tournament, the easiest thing is to send me an email.
Okay.
And my email, you can find it on the school website, but it's just rroof@wpsok.org. But sending me an email, just let me know, hey, I want the tournament. And you can pay the day of the tournament, may be easier in case we don't get to have it. And that didn't help me on refunding checks. But it has filled up every year that I've been here, and I think it's been filling up years previous to that too. So it's hard to get in if you just walk up on that day. So if you're wanting to play, you need to email me so I can get you a team down.
Yeah, we played in it, I believe, last year and loved it. It was
a lot of fun.
It is, man. It's a good time, and the food is, I think, probably my favorite part. Every time you drive around, you're smelling the smokers. And
Wes McGill knows how to run a smoker.
Yeah,
he does a good job, and they've been doing that for years.
So June 5th, you said, right?
Yes.
June 5th. And then get your teams foursomes, I'm assuming?
Yes, four-man scramble.
How much is it per team?
It's $300 a team.
$300 a team, four-man scramble.
Yep.
And then, of course, you can buy all the mulligans and all that good stuff.
Well, we usually have mulligans and then some side games and things like that.
Closest to the pin.
Yeah.
Longest drive, Vanessa, that's where you come into play. Yeah. You get your driver out. It's whoever hits the ball the furthest in one of the specific holes. Yeah, and then my other part about I liked it is you guys had tons of door prizes. And some of it was the tons of Weatherford swag, which I thought was cool. Some hats, some pullovers, stuff like that.
One thing that'll be a little different this year, excuse me, I feel like in the past we've had pretty good prizes and things, but this year, the biggest part of the fundraising off this thing where we make our most money every year is selling the whole sponsorships.
Right.
And going around local businesses and selling whole sponsorships, and that's where we make the majority of our money. Having just a tournament, we don't make a whole lot of money because of what it costs to rent the golf course and the golf carts and all that. So this year we just didn't feel comfortable going knocking door to door asking for $250 whole sponsorship with the economy and everything that's going on right now. So we're not going to do whole sponsorships this year. If you have a business that has supported us in the past 2 or 3 years, we're going to put their sign out for free.
Oh, wow.
Just didn't feel these people have been supporting us for years, and I thought it just wasn't a great I didn't feel comfortable going and asking for money at this time. And so we're not going to make near as much money on it this year because of that. So kind of on the flip side of that, we're still going to have some prizes and all that. I don't know that our prizes will be on the level they've been the last few years.
Right.
But it's more about getting out of the house again and getting everybody together. And it's a great time, especially if you're a Weatherford alum. Sometimes it's for some people it's the only once a year that they get back together. So it's really just wanting to have it just to keep that going and get back to some normalcy.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a good time, no doubt about it. So send an email, get your team signed up before it fills up, which you said it does. It fills up quick every year. All right, let's talk about Weatherford Athletics. First, let's talk about football. Of course, not only are you the athletic director, but head football coach. And coming off of, I don't know if we've talked actually on the air, but coming off of getting to play in the state championship, that had to be, I don't want to say surprising by any means, but just, that was a goal. And you got to feel like you accomplished that goal. Be pretty proud of yourself and your team.
Yeah, we felt like we had obviously a really good season, but one of those things you kind of preach as, players and coaches. If you do these things, you got a chance to really have a good season and, to make a run at this thing. And we had one of those teams that did those things, that kind of came together as a team late, worked hard, stayed focused, and kind of got healthy at the right time and got hot at the right time and ended up having, an incredible season and come up 3 points short of the ultimate goal. So, which is still kind of hard to take.
Kind of bitter.
I know, a little. Still hurts a little. I'm with you, 100%. And then now as you mentioned, you preach, you do all the right things, and you don't. Well, that starts in spring football. That starts in your off-season workout programs. That starts in summer. How has this made that challenging, other than the fact that everybody is dealing with this?
Well, it's definitely been a unique situation, unique spring. From a football aspect, not having spring ball. Missing 2 or 3 months of the workouts that we would have been doing, since March. It's going to be relevant for all since everybody's missing them. Hopefully we've got kids that are out doing some things on their own right now. But, we're still hoping that we get back going this summer and can get back to a normal routine and then play catch up, really.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It'd be very challenging. And then not only that, but as the athletic director, it had to break your heart seeing the Lady Eagles, of course, making it to the state tournament in basketball, and that being canceled as well. What do you say to those girls?
And not just, our girls, but also all of our spring sports too.
Yeah, track team defending state champs, and
just the opportunities missed. Not just athletics, but FFA and band, and there was it touched a lot of different people. A lot of different groups, but from an athletic standpoint, it's heartbreaking that some of those, especially if you were a senior and you worked your whole life to get into the state tournament, and you get there and you don't get to play it, or if you've got a chance to be a three-peat state champion on the girls track team, or the boys track team had a great chance to go win a state championship. Baseball team was as good as they've been in a while, and same with the soccer, and had a new girls soccer coach. There's just the list can keep going, obviously, and it's heartbreaking for those kids, particularly their seniors, but even if you were a sophomore or junior, that team with those groups of seniors, that team's gone forever,
right.
And they'll get another year with a new team, but not with that group of guys or girls, and it's just, like I said, it's a very unfortunate situation. It was nothing that could be done about it, and I just hate it for them.
Yeah, I'm with you there. 'Cause the heartbreaking part, in my opinion, is a lot of most athletes aren't going to play in college. Like, that's just whether it be Division I, Division II, even JUCO, whatever. Most of them are going to get their degree or do whatever and move on and start life. And for that just to disappear and not
Played
knowing,
their last game.
Yeah, and you didn't even know it.
Yep.
Very heartbreaking. And as you mentioned, there's all kinds, band, FFA, and lots of people involved. I did see all the senior posters up, though, or what do you call them, posters? The banners at the high school?
They look like posters to me, right?
Yeah, that's a really cool thing.
I helped them do that a little bit yesterday. We had some kids come up, and Mr. Smith, and I don't even know whose idea it was, but it was a good idea, and hopefully in this Western Oklahoma wind, hopefully they make it all week. But if they don't, we'll go fix them. But no, I think everybody's looking for any little thing they can do to maybe ease the pain of what happened here down the stretch for prom and graduation and just finishing.
I forgot about prom.
Year.
Oh,
they didn't miss much with prom, right? Did you have the best prom ever?
Prom was awesome.
All I did was hear about how amazing it was, and then when I got to it, but maybe that's a Woodward thing. It was like, really?
No, ours was great.
Take a picture in your beautiful outfit, maybe, but.
I kind of wish my senior prom would have been canceled.
Oh, come on, both of you. You two stop it. Prom was great. It was amazing. All right, let's talk about some other. First of all, Garrett Smith, speaking to him, principal at Weatherford High School. He's going to be on the show tomorrow morning at 7:10, so you want to listen to that. We'll talk about graduation and how that's changed and been affected, of course, and then we'll talk a little bit more about those posters and things. But back to you, said you have a new website out, new athletic website?
Yeah, we kind of got this up and running right before spring breaks. Since we've been out, it's been hard to get news out on it. But the athletic website, and this is kind of a lot to type in, but if you go to the website, it's weatherfordeagles.socs.net. But the coolest thing that comes with this, it's got an app. And so if you've got a phone, you can go to your app store and just search Weatherford Athletics, download the app, and you basically have access to everything that would have been on the website. The best part about this is I can send out push notifications. So any announcement, if you've got the app on your phone, for example, we still don't know what we're going to be able to do with Summer Pride and our summer lifting. If you've got that app and we finally set a date that, hey, we're going to start Summer Pride, I can hit that button and send it to everybody's phone that has the app that, hey, Summer Pride starts January 3rd, different things. So it's going to be a good tool for us to get information out and for fans and parents to stay up to date on changing information and things from the athletics side. As far as Summer Pride goes, we were going to originally start June 3rd. We still could possibly start that early. Right now, we're just waiting on what the OSSAA tells us on when we can start participating and doing things with our athletes again. They're supposed to let us know something June 1st. I don't know. Probably June 3rd would be a quick turnaround to start that quick, but we may look at starting something the second week of June. We'll probably do mainly walk-up registration just because it's hard to get forms out and back in. But hopefully we're going to do some sort of Summer Pride. We may have to split our groups up to smaller groups and just depend on what we hear and all that stuff. But
did I download the right app?
That's it.
Awesome.
Yep.
This is cool. It's Weatherford Athletics. Oh, you have a 5-star rating, by the way. I'm going to add to that.
That was probably my rating.
Probably, hey, whatever it was. It don't matter. That's cool. And then so you can keep up to date on all that, and like the calendar and stuff stays up to date pretty well. And
yes,
and you kind of have some different events and stuff. So you should be having some meetings coming up. Is that still things? Are you Zooming meetings yet with parents, or is it just kind of a
From an athletic standpoint, we haven't really Zoomed any
not yet
parent meetings or anything. Again, we usually in May we have our big parent meeting for all sports.
Right.
Obviously, we're not going to be able to have that. Again, that's something I would like to reschedule. Maybe look at doing it in June or July. I just, we're in limbo right now. Nobody knows what you can do or when you can do it. So.
What about workout videos, things like that? Has that been? I saw Coach Givens has been kind of putting stuff on. Is there other?
Coach Sossaman has through the Iron Eagle Instagram has been putting out workouts and stuff.
Okay.
For those kids, hopefully they're making an attempt to do some of them. But if not, they're going to be shocked come first week of June if we get to start back. But
right.
If they come back for some reason and say no, you're not going to be able to meet through June or July with your kids, which I don't think that will happen. But if they do, we'll have to get creative and do some type of way to get some accountability out on those kids on doing some workouts and keeping them active. So
man, look at this vicious 9th grade football schedule. 5 away games at the very beginning. You're killing me.
I know.
Gosh,
the good news
I should have held him back.
Too bad because the good news is next year we'll have 5 home games,
right?
Because it'll switch, but that won't help you.
Yeah, exactly. I need to hold him back now. Get that started.
June 5th is when the big golf tournament is. Again, just send you an email. That's how you get signed up. Support the Weatherford Athletic Program. And as you kind of mentioned, this year it's not necessarily about making a ton of money. This is about bringing the community together,
right?
Which is always a good thing. How is that with weight room coming out? I know with the Iron Eagle and all that, and it was a big push to raise a lot of funds. Has that been kind of revamped? And then not only that, you're also redoing your locker rooms right now, too, right?
Yeah, and that's another thing that we'll have to take in consideration on our Summer Pride stuff. Talking to the contractor, they're hoping to have us in there early June where we can use the weight room. We wouldn't be able to use the locker room because it's still under reconstruction, but hopefully we can get in that weight room early June and start our program because they're not doing a whole lot to the weight room. As far as, raising funds for the weight room, that project's probably about a little over halfway where it originally started. It has new floor, new paint, some new equipment. There's still some new equipment we would love to have in there. And Coach Sossaman, it's a challenge every day during class. We have those 5 classes during the school day where you've got 35 kids to get a workout in really about 35 minutes. And so you've got to be really organized and really have some equipment spaced out to utilize your time the best you can and be efficient. So we're still a ways from where we'd want to be from an equipment standpoint and getting that thing kind of mapped out on how we can be as efficient as possible with the time and the kids that we have running through there. But Coach Sossaman's done a great job last few years using what he has and being organized. And I think our strength and conditioning program has really come a long ways for all sports, boys and girls, in the last few years, and that's because of the job Coach Sossaman's done in there.
I would say that everyone says that's what makes or breaks you, and so far right now, Weatherford Athletics has been pretty good, especially like you mentioned, the state tournament, basketball, football, of course, as well, and then you've got baseball is really good, and then soccer's great. I mean, really all around. I can't really name a program that you're like, we're struggling. So you got to be proud of that as an athletic director.
Absolutely, and that weight program has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
It really does.
Speaking of weights and new things, the new locker room, that's got to be exciting. I don't know if Vanessa, you ever got a chance to go in the old field house. I think I only did it twice. And wow. I don't think you realized how it looked like
What is the old field house? I don't know which.
Where the old locker rooms
so
were.
many different. I'm sure.
Football locker rooms.
It's
right at the north end of the stadium.
On the out, it's not connected to the high school. It's just right there at the north end of the stadium, and it's got several different dressing areas.
I mean, is that where the meetings were? Right?
Yes.
Meeting rooms like that. It looked. I don't know. Maybe I'm from Texas, so maybe that was. Maybe I came with.
I'm from Texas.
Maybe I came with higher expectations.
Get out of here.
I have no idea. But wow! And when I went into that thing, I was shocked.
Really?
Oh yes,
it was pretty rough. It was time. It didn't have a whole lot of life left in it, and that not only from the cosmetics part of it, but the plumbing and electrical, the heat and air. It was a struggle every day. It was a coin toss whether you were going to have the air conditioner or the heater on that day. So it's appreciative that we're getting to do what we're doing to it. The remodel it's being done right. It's going to be nice, and in my opinion, it was overdue, but we're getting it done, and I appreciate everybody that's helped to do that.
Next is the press box. Let's see some TLC. Boy,
the press box is always left out with everything. I mean, it's the same thing with SWASU too.
I think it's getting done this summer. That it's preliminary. They're putting together a plan to address the press box this summer.
The fight with the press box, Vanessa, is being code compliant. It's grandfathered in right now. So if you put any money into it or a certain amount, next you have to have an elevator. That's that's
seriously.
You do. Like that's part of the.
You really do have to have an elevator.
If you spend too much
put a
money.
new one up there, and depend on the size. I mean, if you put one up there, if you tore that one down and put a brand new one up that was the same size as the one that's up there now, you would have to have an elevator.
Well, that
doubles the cost of your budget. I mean, it
was definitely one of the times that I got mad at John when he was like, "Hey, I forgot my phone charger. Can you bring me my phone charger?"
You need a Sherpa to go up to the top.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Let me hand this to you. You hand that to him. He hand it.
Just pass it on up.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Riff, we're excited about Weatherford Athletics. We're excited about the future. Everything seems bright. I know it seems like a dim spot right now, but your kids have seemed to be responding well, and it's going to be an exciting year.
Well, one thing I've run into a few coaches here and there is just miss being together.
Right.
We're such relationship type people, and when you're coaches, you get to see those kids every day, and you get to see your coaches every day, and that's been the hardest part for me is just I ran into a couple players yesterday and hadn't seen them in 3 months,
right?
And you're not used to that, so I'm excited as anything else, just getting the gang back together.
Just for Vanessa's sake, I have to ask you this because it's the only question she wanted to ask you.
What is that? I've already asked him.
How's the book reading? What's the latest book?
I think I've knocked about 6 books out in the last 6 weeks.
Wow.
This
has helped my reading.
Any recommendations?
Man, let's see.
Do you still have your website where you put?
Oh yeah.
What is that website again?
It's www.theroofisonfire.weebly.com.
That's right.
So,
the roof is on fire.
Basically to update all my book readings. So, but no, I've read some. I see On Desperate Ground was a good one about the Korean War. Spearhead about tank battles in World War II. My reading list has been pretty hot lately. I've read some good ones in the last few weeks. So.
Nice.
I do have to correct myself. I was looking at 2019. The 2020 schedule is not up yet on this website, is it? Right? I was looking at the 2019 schedule, so.
No, no, you're right. It's not. I don't think the update one's up yet.
Yeah.
But I do think maybe it's since this is it shouldn't reset, so we should have 5 home games.
Yeah,
if I remember right. No, the middle school kind of varies year to year, so but I'd have to pull it up to see. I need to get that on there.
I remember thinking, oh well, next year will be easier. So
yeah,
that's good. And once again, that website is WeatherfordEaglesSOCS.net, right? And then from there you can just kind of, all right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for coming in. And
June 5th, golf tournament.
yes, don't forget about that golf tournament.
Let's get signed up.
Yep. Thanks for having me on.
Put a team in.
Conversation Corner is brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on the Coyote.